From LEX 18, your official UK sports station for Big Blue Nation, this is BBN Tonight. Presented by Central Bank, the official bank of UK Athletics.
Good evening and welcome to BBN Tonight. I'm Anna Tarullo.
And I'm Keith Farmer, and happy Friday. We are just one day away from Kentucky taking on Missouri, and we have everything you need to get you ready for that 7:30 matchup.
That's right. We have an exclusive conversation with O-lineman Eli Cox after his first start against ULM, and a very special story from Bill Mack.
Yeah, let's start, though, with a little Cats versus Tigers talk, because Vince Marrow says this is Kentucky's biggest game since 2018. That's tonight's Big Blue story. Now, Missouri's head coach Eli Drinkwitz is trying to downplay this game a little bit. He's gushed all over Kentucky in his press conferences this week, while also acting like a Week 2 game can't be that important. Kentucky's staff, on the other hand, isn't trying so hard to conceal their excitement over this particular game.
Certain games, like I tell you, in a 12-game season, you're not always going to peak. You're not always going to play your best. You got to be good enough to win when you're not at your best. But that's no excuse. We only get guaranteed 12 opportunities. So we have to make the most of it. And I know that's easy to say, but these are college kids. They go through ups and downs. They have a ton of things on their plate, and you don't always play your best. But that's on me to get them ready and get them prepared. But our tempo of things is always the same. No one game's more important than the others. The atmosphere, the noise behind it, it's impossible to act like you can ignore that sometimes. But if you want to play in big games, you got to take care of the one that's in front of you.
Well, Coach Drinkwitz is trying to ignore it, obviously, but and I think that goes back to what Coach Stoops said earlier this week, where he said, last year we weren't ready, and that's on me, and it's not going to happen again, and that's why he's hitting it full steam ahead. And
I appreciate the honesty from him there. Like, we're going to block out all the noise. I mean, it's not always easy to do, so he knows there's noise and just preparing for that. And I don't know about this Drinkwitz behavior. I think it's suspicious. He's acting like a decoy, trying to downplay it. Here's what Drink had to say about Kentucky's new look offense.
They had 560 yards, I think, and 420 of them through the air. I think last year they had 35 total plays, maybe, and maybe 35 through the air. So totally different style, totally different feel, executed at a high level. Shifts, motions, formation, vertical shots, intermediate middle field throws, quick game. Got the whole. The only thing that's a surprise to me is how quickly they've gotten it to where they're at. Sometimes when you come in as a new offensive coordinator, so it makes such a drastic change, it's kind of hard to get it in that quickly. But I mean, they're humming on all cylinders right now.
Keith, Mizzou's defense is one that struggled against Central Michigan last week, especially with tackling and especially against the run. Drinkwitz said that himself. The Mizzou defense allowed 3 running backs to combine for 244 yards and averaged nearly 9 yards per attempt. The new passing game is great, but Kentucky's strength on the ground might line up with a big Mizzou weakness.
Yeah, they also do have Blaze Ulrich, another great name that's coming into play at Kroger Field. And he had 3.5 sacks last week and now leads the country in that category, so you got to contend with him. All right, Kentucky's new offense includes new ways to get the tight ends involved. That's certainly worked for the Cats in games against Missouri in the past.
Just ask player turned grad assistant CJ Conrad. Our Maggie Davis caught up with him this week to look back at that memorable game from 2018 and the Cats will never forget.
Hold on, you can't start at the end. Let's rewind just a couple of minutes.
He comes up with the football. There's a flag down.
Pass interference.
In the end zone. By rule, the ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. Time expired.
No time remaining. Ball on the 2. It's senior tight end C.J. Conrad.
I thought my day was over because we put like a bunch of receivers in. Then we got into the red zone and all of a sudden they just called my number, called the play, and they called a timeout. Come back to the sideline and everybody was like, oh, it's maybe change it. And I'm like, no, let's call this play. I'm gonna win this game. I just told Terry to throw it to me regardless. I was gonna make a play for him.
This is unbelievable. 2 yards away. Unbelievable. Terry Wilson, he's gonna throw. Conrad, touchdown! Kentucky! Victory! Kentucky! Great call! They don't go to Snell, they go to C.J. Conrad.
I just wanted to step up and make a play for the team. That was our theme all year. Is every game was going to be close, but our leaders stepped up and made big plays at the end. We all eat, if we all play well, and that was basically our theme all year. And that was just my opportunity that day. Everybody had different plays throughout the season. Benny in the Mississippi State game, Lynn was awesome that game. Everybody stepped up. Josh was just ridiculous all season. So everybody had their opportunities, just had to wait on yours, and that was my day, I guess.
It's almost like the game is this year. You have to win that one if you want the rest of your season to finish the way you want your season to finish.
No doubt. That's like how this SEC is. You have to take every week as the biggest week of the year. And that game, I don't think we played very well, but our defense stepped up and gave us an opportunity for the following week. And that's what that's where the leadership steps in. Like when you play in the SEC, not every game is going to be close. I think earlier that year, Vanderbilt wasn't very good, and we beat them on a game-winning touchdown, 14-7. And we won 10 games that season. It's about leadership. Like, you have to be able to be ready to play week in and week out and keep your season alive.
So now you're seeing Missouri from the other side of things as a coach. How is that different for you? Does this game bring up some different emotions on the schedule?
It is different. I wish I watched more film when I was a player, because it is interesting to see from this lens now. But they're a really good football team, and they play really hard, they're really well coached. So we're going to have to bring our A game, and we're going to have to play really hard, and I think our guys are prepared and excited.
One play for the win.
He's going to throw. Conrad! Touchdown! Touchdown! Kentucky! Victory! Kentucky! I was waiting for the signal! I didn't need a signal.
That's the only good memory we've had over them over the last 2 years, because we lost last year. So I'm hoping to create some new ones so they just forget about mine.
If somebody does create a memory like that this year, who do you think it could be?
Oh, I don't know. I'm hoping one of my tight ends.
Call your shot, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. One of my tight ends. Yeah, Rigg, Bates, Isaiah, any of them.
Great question, great answer there.
Yep.
He wants it to be one of the tight ends. Man, what an unbelievable ending to that game.
That's right. That's one of those plays where I'll always remember where I was. Shout out to my parents' living room. Coming up next, we're talking with Jessamine County's own Eli Cox, only on BBN Tonight. Stay with us.